Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video is for Monday, October 15th, 2012. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, folks, taking a look at the markets, we do have a little bit of a bounce in the markets after a pretty ugly week last week. And again, if I zoom out on this chart, you can see that last week we had a very nice decline on the markets. The markets came into a pretty significant support range right here and have bounced back today. Now, it's not a big bounce. You wouldn't call this a monstrous rally, but it's a little bit of a snapback. That's what I call, in terms of like a Fibonacci retrace, 0.382, 0.5 type retrace bounce here. If you look at the S&P, it's up about 8.5 points. NASDAQ's up 11. Dow is having a better day than all the other indexes, up about 91 points or 0.7%. If you're looking for the leaders today, it's clear it's the financials. Citigroup reported earnings this morning. The stock is up over $1.50 on the day. That's a big move for Citigroup. Doesn't move that often like that. And in response, stocks like Goldman Sachs are having monstrous days, up $3.64 on Goldman Sachs. JPM, Bank of America, the financials again are leading the charge. If you look past the financials, Chevron and Exxon are also doing well. But the laggards, there are laggards out there, folks. Laggards are technology. The NASDAQ is just up a few points on the day, basically 11 points or 0.35%. So the Dow, again, I mentioned, was up 0.7%. The NASDAQ up just over 0.3%. So basically half a gain, half percentage-wise, as much as the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And again, clearly you can just scan to Google. Google's down almost $9 today. There's an antitrust investigation going on and so forth that's keeping some pressure on that. I was short Google and I covered half of my position today for $20 profit. If you're a Research Center member, you rocked that and did a beautiful job right there. In addition, if you look at Apple, folks, with the market having a big rally, Apple is flat today. So you can really see how the NASDAQ is lagging because stocks, the main key stocks like Google, Amazon, and Apple are really just flat to negative on the day. Right? And again, obviously, if those stocks are up today, then the NASDAQ would be more in line with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now, if we take a look at a couple other key stocks out there that are drawing my attention, let's take a look at some of these, folks. Number one, I want to take a look at Exxon. Let's look at Exxon on an intraday basis. Now, Exxon just put in a topping tail here at the 200 MA. You're getting your 50% retrace here. So this is actually a very intriguing area. On Exxon, you also have this trend line right here. Notice how the high of this candle went right into this trend line. And again, you're taking the body there right to the 200. This is also a little bit of resistance up here. But bottom line is you're into resistance on Exxon. So Exxon does see some resistance here. Let's take a look at Chevron. Chevron has not performed quite as well as Exxon, as it's not near the highs of the day. You still have to get up to the high of the day from before, about a couple hours ago. And then really, if you're talking about a move up, I mean, you could, if you break through that, there's not much resistance. Let me just look here. This is probably your next area of resistance right up here. Right, so you can see the open area right here around the 113.35 level on Chevron. That'll be next. And then you have little pivots along the way, which is this one's just underneath the 200 MA. And then just above the 200, you have this point right here. So these are your resistance levels on Chevron. Should it continue to rally up, you can scalp it accordingly at those levels. Now, in terms of trades today, guys, there were some good trades. Some on Google, some on Apple, but I want to go over them. Number one, Apple. This is one we talked about in the intraday stock chat here at InTheMoneyStocks.com today. And just noting, look at this pivot low right here. If you zoom out, folks, you know, many people would have said, oh, look at this level right here. That's your level. Wrong. Why? Why wouldn't you like that level and instead like the low of the day here? And this is as it was happening, folks. I gave this ahead of time. The reason is because you can clearly see you have a further dip right here. If you take this low area and just drag it across, you can see you get that low pivot. If you do that and you bought Apple there, you bought Apple today at 623.75, let's say. You know, right in that area. Look at the bounce on it. It bounced all the way straight up to 632. Basically a $5 bounce in a matter of 30 minutes on Apple. Very easy to get that if you had gotten filled. Now, if you go to Google, a trade I caught myself today, I nailed the low of the day, as did members in the intraday stock chat as well. as trading continues to be spectacular. And the reasoning behind it is very clear here. This low pivot, if you zoom out, you can see, and this is awesome. See this little pivot low right here? Take that and drag it across. Look at that. Pivot low. There's your pivot low. I bought right down here. Look at the bounce. You basically got a bounce from 731 all the way up within about 20-30 minutes to 736. That's an awesome bounce. So again, by finding these levels on charts, whether you're trading small caps, mid caps, or large caps, you can make exponential amounts of money. Just continue to print money as if you're the Federal Reserve and you have a printing press yourself. All right, let me just see what else we have here. I'm just kind of scanning through. The dollar's trading slightly higher today, minor. Gold was down pretty significantly. It continues to be down, although off its lows. The GLD is down $1.63. Now, what I love about the GLD, folks, is that on the charts, it confirmed on Friday. And I told all my members in the Research Center when I did the video Friday night for them that this confirmed. What is confirmation? Confirmation is a proprietary signal that tells you direction. All right? It tells you the direction of a trade. So if you're looking for a market to move up or down and you get confirmation, it essentially affirms your analysis. Okay? So we see that beautifully there. Next up here, let's take a look. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is trading here up still 355. We talked about this being stronger early on. I'm just trying to scan through Baidu today. Let's take a look at Baidu. Yeah, Baidu's a good bounce. Now, Baidu's trying to recapture the 20 MA. It looks like it will. But gap fill, there's a gap right here to be filled that's not too far away. So, again, you're not looking to go long there. I don't think I'd go short. My one issue that I talked about to my members is that I don't see the market having a major sell-off before the elections. Now, we have a lot of earnings coming up, Google this week and a bunch of other big ones as well. But again, I do think the market has some potential to go down, but I think it's a minor downside. I expected somewhat of a bounce short term. Then I think the market could kind of just chop around until the elections, maybe go down to about 140. That's the extent of it on the SPY, which is only a few dollars lower. But ultimately, it's not going to. I can't see a major sell-off before the elections, guys. I just can't see it. After the elections is another story. Then we want to analyze it. I may be going long after the elections. I may be going short after the elections. I don't know yet. But again, going into the elections, I'm just taking small shots on like Google and so forth like that on the short side if I'm going to go short. And I even have some potential longs out there that look very, very good as long plays. So just keep your eyes and wits about you. It's really a trader's market, meaning a short-term swing trading market and a day trading market right now. All right? Let's see what else we have here. I'm just kind of scanning through. Markets again continuing to bubble here. Let's go back to the SPY, see if there's anything else I want to look at. Notice how the SPY is holding the 50 MA, never confirmed below, obviously, on Friday. And it's just chopping. This is actually slight bullish consolidation, so it has to break the 200 if it's going to go higher, but we'll see again. And again, it's just a short-term market right now until after the elections, and then we'll see what we have. All right, guys, take care. Have a great afternoon. Come join us here. Take the 7-day free trial at inthemoneystocks.com. Profit with the pros. Learn the proprietary techniques that I'll teach you. And again, the money's there to be taken. Just a matter of will you step up and take it.